Picture yourself in a situation where you're financially drained and can't afford to take any chances. You're backed into a corner and success is the only way out. But how do you do it? Well, for the Carney brothers, the key to unlocking their fortunes was as simple as a slice of pizza. On May 31st, 1958, the Carney brothers stood in front of their dream, the first ever Pizza Hut. But there was a catch. They had never made a pizza in their life. How would they manage to make this venture a success? This is the story of two underdogs who went on to create a pizza empire that is now a household name. Dan and Frank Carney's parents were the proud owners of a bustling grocery store, but their sons had no intention of following in their footsteps. Instead, Dan was on the hunt for a lucrative venture that could truly take off, while Frank was scrambling to find a way to pay for his remaining education costs. It was a stroke of luck that a particular food trend sweeping the East Coast would change their fortunes forever. Pizza. Despite its popularity among Italian communities, pizza was still a mystery to most Americans at the time. But when a family friend alerted Dan about the untouched potential of the pizza industry, he knew they had to act fast. While Dan had tried it a few times before, Frank had only tried it once. Nevertheless, the brothers sensed a golden opportunity to get ahead of the curve and make a fortune. However, there was a major obstacle standing in their way. They were completely broke. With no other options, Dan and Frank turned to their mother for a loan of $600 to kickstart their pizza business. Little did they know that this humble investment would be the first step toward building an empire. The story of how the empire was named Pizza Hut is one of a kind. The brothers acquired used equipment and transformed a hut-shaped bar beside their family's market into a pizza joint. The Coca-Cola company kindly provided them with a complimentary sign, but it could only hold 8 letters, and 5 of those letters had to spell pizza. After much contemplation and inspiration from the building's unique shape, they eventually settled on Pizza Hut. They spent months preparing for the grand opening. However, just when they thought everything was falling into place, a huge problem arose. They didn't know how to make pizza. So, they asked their friend who already knew how to make pizza to teach them. He taught them how to make the perfect dough, how to add just the right amount of sauce, and how to sprinkle the cheese just so. And just in the nick of time too, because the grand opening was only 2 weeks away. With newfound confidence, the brothers put together their starting menu, featuring classic cheese and sausage or pepperoni pizzas. A small pizza cost just 95 cents, while a large was only $1.50. Everything was in place for the big day, or so they thought. The second-hand oven that they bought from an Italian restaurant heated things, quite literally. The oven caught fire as soon as it was turned on. Chaos followed when smoke flooded the building due to a bird's nest that was stuck within one of the vents. Pizza Hut's big opening was postponed until the following evening, and after everything had been resolved, Dan and Frank were prepared to serve their first customers. In just 6 months, the brothers had opened a second location, and soon after, the company continued to grow at an incredible rate. Within a year, there were already 6 Pizza Hut restaurants running. But Dan and Frank had big dreams and wanted to expand beyond their local area. In Topeka, Kansas, they established their new franchise, marking the first of many for Pizza Hut. By 1966, the pizza chain had expanded to 145 locations throughout America. In 1969, their first international outpost was opened in Canada. However, the company's rapid growth caused concern for its founders, Dan and Frank. They were worried that their competitors would try to take them down. They knew that they needed to find a way to differentiate themselves from the rest of the market. When faced with the challenge of designing an affordable yet impressive restaurant for their expanding pizza chain, the Carney brothers turned to a trusted friend, an architect. However, despite the architect's impressive designs, they were beyond the limits of Pizza Hut's budget. Determined to find a solution, the brothers struck a deal with the architect. They offered him $100 for every restaurant that was built using his new design. A brilliant compromise that paved the way for the iconic red roof that has now become synonymous with the Pizza Hut brand. With their new and improved restaurant design, Pizza Hut's success knew no bounds. In the same year, the pizza chain expanded to Mexico, Germany, and Australia, and celebrated the opening of their 500th restaurant. As a result, Pizza Hut emerged as the leading pizza chain restaurant in America, with a global dominance that made it an undisputed giant in the industry. 4 years later, Pizza Hut went through a significant change by being sold to PepsiCo for $300 million, despite having over 3,400 locations and generating $436 million in sales. The founders faced a challenge as their pizza was not selling well on the East Coast, but Frank's creation of the original pan pizza, with a crispy outside and soft inside, became the chain's signature item. Despite becoming the world's largest pizza chain, Pizza Hut was about to enter a pizza war and eventually leave the Carney family's ownership. For years, Pizza Hut had dominated the pizza industry as the leading chain across the country. However, this comfort was short-lived as other rival chains such as Little Caesars, Domino's, and Papa John's started to threaten its market share. In a bid to stay ahead of the competition, Pizza Hut employed a new head of marketing and adopted a strategy of releasing a new menu item every 6 to 8 weeks. These innovations included the now popular barbecue and cheeseburger pizzas, as well as the veggie and meat pizzas. This strategy gave Pizza Hut a distinct advantage over its competitors, propelling it to 4th place in sales among all chain restaurants. But Pizza Hut's signature invention, the stuffed crust pizza, was what truly set them apart. After conducting customer surveys, Pizza Hut discovered that many people were not eating the crust, which inspired the creation of a crust stuffed with cheese. The popularity of this invention was such that the 6-week trial sold out in just 4 weeks. In under a year, the stuffed crust pizza alone generated over $300 million in sales, revolutionizing the way people ate pizza. In the following 10 years, Pizza Hut extended its reach to 86 countries and operated 12,000 stores. Pizza Hut has been a force to be reckoned with in the fast service pizza industry, with 18,000 outlets worldwide. Their pizzas, garlic bread, and refreshing beverages have impressed taste buds and earned them a spot among the industry leaders alongside Domino's and Papa John's. However, the competition for pizza supremacy remains fierce, and in recent years, both Domino's and Papa John's have taken the upper hand. In 2021, Domino's was crowned the world's largest pizza chain by store count and system-wide sales. Meanwhile, Pizza Hut faced a wave of closures due to the COVID-19 pandemic, resulting in a decline in year-over-year sales, while Domino's and Papa John's enjoyed impressive gains. Despite these challenges, Pizza Hut remains stubborn in its commitment to innovation and expansion. In 2022, they experienced a shift in sales patterns, with international same-store sales rising by 1% and US same-store sales falling by 1%. However, the fourth quarter saw a notable upswing, as overall sales in the US system increased by 5%. Did you know that Yum Brands has seen a surge in interest for good value meal options, and Pizza Hut Melts have become one of their top offerings to meet this demand? In a recent statement, Gibbs, a representative from Yum Brands, highlighted that Pizza Hut Melts have attracted individual customers who may not be keen on buying a whole pizza, as well as customers from lower income households due to their affordable price point. Furthermore, Pizza Hut saw a 30% increase in sales through DoorDash and Uber Eats by collaborating with these delivery platforms in their marketing campaigns. It's worth noting that Yum Brands exceeded analysts' expectations for both earnings and revenue in the quarter. Pizza Hut's fourth quarter report paints a different picture compared to Domino's and Papa John's. Domino's missed same-store sales growth expectations, and Papa John's missed North America sales expectations, causing a drop of 11% and 6% in their stock shares. While Pizza Hut successfully attracted more budget-conscious customers with their $6.99 melts, Domino's and Papa John's customers had to cut back due to increased prices. Domino's change in prices and value of popular deals has caused dissatisfaction among its fans. Although Papa John's also faced difficulties with delivery driver staffing shortages in 2022, the company's CEO announced in May that teaming up with DoorDash, Grubhub and Uber Eats had helped resolve the issue. It is still unclear whether Pizza Hut will continue to dominate the pizza industry in the long run. Nevertheless, at present, the chain has plenty of reasons to boast. And while the pizza wars may rage on, Pizza Hut's commitment to excellence ensures that they will continue to capture the hearts of pizza lovers for generations to come. This was the tale of two brothers who, despite having no money and no experience in the pizza business, established a pizzeria that became the largest pizza franchise in the world.